Welcome to our spooky spider mosaic creation. You're going to start by unpacking all your supplies from your bag and setting up your workspace. We do recommend covering your work area with paper or newspaper just to protect it and make sure you don't get any paint on there. If you'd like to wear a smock or art clothes, we also recommend this, as the paint can be difficult to remove from surfaces. So we're going to start out by painting the edge of our mosaic. So this is going to be sort of this skinny area that runs all along the outside. Painting this area first is smart because otherwise it gets kind of hard to handle your mosaic once you've painted the top. So you can just take your time and go ahead around painting each edge of your mosaic before working on painting the top surface. Add a little bit of a highlight onto each of the spider's legs in just a moment. Just don't even need to rinse your brush. Just going to grab a little bit of white and we're going to go around and just add a stripe to the top edge of each spider leg. This is an optional step. If you'd prefer to skip it, you don't need to do this, but it does give a little pop of excitement to those spider legs. So if you'd like to follow along, you can go right ahead and just add a little bit of white to the top of each leg of the spider. We're also going to add a little bit of a highlight around the edge of the spider's body. This is a good way to sort of delineate between where the body ends and where the legs begin. Adding shadows and highlights to your projects is always a good way to add dimension and just a little bit of interest. So if you haven't tried this in the past, you might want to try it today. Time to add some fun details with our black paint. Swap out to your small brush, your detail brush, and we're going to just start working around each leg, adding a little bit of an outline to the bottom edge. We're also going to add details to the two large white tiles that we're going to be using as eyes. Again, this is an optional step, and if you'd prefer to skip it, feel free to do so. Or if you have another idea or something interesting that you could do with your black paint, feel free to add that to your project. Maybe you want to add a pattern to your spider. Maybe you want to add stripes to the legs. Whatever you think is going to make your spider look great, we say go for it. You may want to give your project a little time to dry at this time before you start to add your mosaic tiles. All right, so I've let the project sit for a little bit. It's getting pretty dry, and I'm ready to start to add all of my mosaic tile details. I'm going to be adding tiles just to the legs of my spider, but if you want to add tiles somewhere else, you're welcome to add these tiles anywhere you like. I would recommend laying out your tiles before you glue them, so you have a really good idea about where each tile is going to go. I'm not going to do that in this recording for purposes of time. I'm going to go ahead and just start to glue my tiles right onto my project. But for sure, take some time and make sure that you like where your tiles are going to go before you glue them down. Another question we get asked often is, will my glue dry clear? And the answer is yes. Any glue that you see today while you're gluing down your tiles will be completely clear by tomorrow. So don't worry if a little bit of excess glue squishes out from underneath your tiles. You're going to be using the provided popsicle stick and the container labeled glue to adhere your tiles to your spider. Our spider's looking super great with all of the tiles attached. Just gonna add a few finishing touch details with my black paint. Again, totally optional. I just felt like after I had all of my tiles on my project, that it just needed a little something around this edge to really make it pop. I hope you had fun today creating with us. We can't wait to see you next time.